Triple R coming at you from Rocky Mountain National Park. Lucky 13 crossed off the list of visited national parks. Something very cool here that I'm gonna have to go to the visitor center and talk to some rangers on if it's accessible based on road closures and weather. The scenic road that goes all the way around the mountains is closed. Just saw that mountain ridge and I wanted to show you. It's crowded here. I just got here a couple hours ago. I'm in Estes Park at the RV campground, Elk Meadow, and there's people everywhere. Yeah, I know, it's a national park. People are going to be here, but this is the first park I've been to that's been overwhelmingly crowded for me. I'm already on a trail. I'm just doing a little short hike, going to Fern Falls and then to Fern Lake. And let me show you. All right, so as you can see, there are people everywhere. Unlike Yellowstone last week, which was empty. So 30 miles of the Continental Divide Trail will run through here, and I'm hoping to be able to hit some of the trailheads and hike some of those sections. Say hello.
Hi. It's a great day to be hiking.
It's a great day to be out here. So I left Yellowstone one day early, and last night I stayed down at the base of the Rockies in Loveland. So it's 35 miles to get here, but took an hour because of these slow winding roads. And it's rainy and cloudy down at the bottom. And it's in the it's probably in the low 40s too, but it's in the mid 50s here, and the sun is peeking out. I'm above the bad weather. All right, one more time. I'm going to take a minute to give you a quick book report. The last time I mentioned the book that I was writing and gave an update was in the Badlands when I was at about 10,000 words. I'm now at just under 22,000. Catch anything? No. Not today. And I'm going to share a couple of secrets with you in this book and the previous two, which are part of the series. So in the one I'm doing, I had mentioned that it takes place in the 500-mile section of the Appalachian Trail through Virginia. So of course, everyone that's going to be encountered on the trail throughout the book will have a trail name. So what I'm doing is my favorite music is 80s rock. So I'm taking some of my favorite bands, and all of the trail names in the book will be song titles from those bands, except for a select few which have a different purpose to serve in the book. But those few will be song titles, just different genres and different eras. And then what I'm going to do is, when I finish the book at the last page, I'm going to flip over and I'm going to list all the trail names and who the artist is that sings a song. Just something kind of cool, I think. Hey, let me show you this. Look at these rocks. Rocky Mountain High. Boulder. Hey, look at the size of this sucker. Just right off the trail. This is so incredible. That's really cool. And then the previous two books, I did something that I don't think anyone would catch on to, but I'm going to say what I did. Is, you know, if you've been watching earlier, I've mentioned the 4 DW words in the dictionary. Dwindle, dweeb, dwarf, and dwell. Well, in each of those books, I put all 4 of those words into a single paragraph. And of course, I made it fit the context of the story. But just something else I thought was cool. And I doubt if anybody would pick up on it. But now you know. All right. Back at it. I will come back on when I get to the lake or the falls. Or if I see anything cool. Just thought of something. So, my 2 favorite numbers are 8 and 13. And 13's come into play a lot. But my 13th National Park, and today is Friday the 13th. Good things are gonna happen. I'm getting up higher and hard to breathe. Got a lot of snow melt on the trail. As I approach Fern Falls. Whoa, I just slipped. Can you hear the falls? Can you hear the water rushing? I can. Right on the edge of a rock. Woo! All right, roadies, day 2 in Rocky Mountain National Park. I drove to Longmont. This morning went to the gym, and now I'm in Estes Park. I'm about a mile away from the campground, and it's starting to rain. A storm is moving in. Thunder is cracking.
He says we belittle God.
So
we go through the outward motions of worship.
I'm heading back to
in his person.
Heading back to the RV, there's a little tavern right next to the entrance to the park. It's walking distance.
Remind your heart of just how
put on my
good he
rain
is,
jacket, go over there and
how
have
much
some
his
lunch.
love for
It's
you
1
endures,
o'clock.
and that can cause you
Other
to
than that, the
respond
rest of
to
the day
him.
is shot. All right, Rody, so this is what the Rocky Mountains looks like on day 3. Cloud cover. There's nothing visible. You can't see anything. And I'm at 10,000 feet. It's been raining since yesterday, but it's 35 degrees up here, so it's kind of like this slushy on the verge of turning to snow. It's miserable out, I'll tell you that. It is miserable. So I'm just making a short hike out to Alberta Falls. I ran into a couple of locals and spoke to a ranger regarding the Continental Divide Trail. Up there, it's 5 feet of snow. People are skiing. There is no hiking. So that kind of takes care of that whole thought. But right now, there isn't very much hiking in the park that's not icy, snowy, or just inaccessible. There's some lower level short trails like the one I did when I first got here, and that was pretty cool. I liked it. It was rocky and it was up and down. That was a good day for me. I had a good hike there. So I'm going to go back to that spot because there was an offshoot called Cub Lake Trail that went around the Fern Lake Trail that I was on heading to the falls. And heard about another place called Deer Mountain Trail that's supposed to be okay, and it's like a 6-mile round trip. So that's today on day 3. It's all wet and slushy going up. It's 10:30 in the morning. I guess after this, I'll get back and probably just go into Estes Park, since I'm a mile away from in the campground, and we'll just have some late lunch and take it easy. I think the weather is supposed to be like this for the next several days. My last day is Friday. I leave Saturday morning, heading towards the Great Sand Dunes. Oh boy, what a difference that's going to be, right? Great Sand Dunes and then up here in the Rockies. That's going to be trippy. But I'm kind of stoked now. Get into some different weather, hopefully anyway, hopefully. Pretty powerful coming down there. Rumbling over the top. Now it's just down to a little bit of a drizzle, which is nice. Alberta Falls. Let's get up top there and do a downward shot. It's loud. I like it. It's nice up here. This is my scene right here. Minus the runny nose. Probably a frozen beer. Oh. Checked out the terrain I had to get up on. A lot of rock and ice. watching because the weather improves and there's good hiking and scenery ahead. Okay, roadies, it is Tuesday and the weather is identical to yesterday, but I did a little reverse action on my plan. It was snowing all morning, so I went ahead and drove to the gym, and it's now 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm just out on a Cub Lake trail, about 4.5 miles round trip. It's muddy. There's still zero visibility. There's a clearing right up here. I'll see if I can pan around and show you. You can see the opening right in the valley area, but you get up to the tree line and it's all fog and clouds. Here, I can show you right here. Very few people out here today, which is cool. The weather is supposed to continue like this, but the forecast from this morning showed a warming trend and sun on Friday. And Friday is my last full day here in Rocky Mountain National Park, so I am really hoping to be able to take advantage of some clearing cloud cover and some sunshine, and be able to drive through the park and video some scenery, some nice mountaintops, and you know what I'm really missing out on here so far is I just can't see much. Now, for me, get a little chipmunk. For me, something really exciting just happened right before I got out here. So, you know, I've mentioned Pikes Peak a couple of times. Well, I've also mentioned more than a couple of times, going back to like my second or third video, that this adventure for me is more than just about hiking, which it is. I've got my mountain bike with me and my kayak, and summer in California will be coming soon. But I found a link online about Pikes Peak and this company that takes people up to the top in a van, and then they bicycle all the way down 20 miles. They feed you breakfast before you get started, and then they feed you lunch, all part of the fee, of course. And I'm like, sure, yeah, it's not going to take any effort because you're coasting and I'm not hiking, but just something different and something cool. And well, once again, barring weather. I mean, she said on the phone, they haven't done anything in the last 2 days. So even if you make a reservation, it still might not happen, but I do not want to think like that. I want to do this. I could finally put the GoPro to use, put it on my helmet and my head strap, and video the way down. Of course, intermittently. I'm not going to video the entire thing. That'll be 2 hours of just coasting down. But if I get like 15 minutes of good footage from the GoPro going down, yeah, that'll be pretty cool. They actually provide the bicyclist with everything needed, including a rental of a GoPro. They provide helmets, the bicycle, a complimentary Pikes Peak water bottle, rain jackets, gloves, changing gear as you descend and the weather changes and it gets warmer. And I have all of that stuff from my triathlon days, plus everything else required from the hiking. And I told her about that and asked her if that was okay or forbid, and she said if you got it all, you could bring it and use it. And well, I'm gonna bring it and use it. Right on. So used to my own bike. I got a Trek mountain bike that has disc brakes. And of course, I mean, I've got my helmet and I've got my triathlon gear, bicycling gear to wear underneath, like a rain jacket and something, and then get rid of that as it gets warmer going down. And then the other really cool thing I found, and this is all in Manitou Springs, which is where I'm staying, and it's at the base of Pikes Peak, right by Colorado Springs. Check it out. Low clouds, fog. Look at that, man. There just isn't anything to see at a distance. There's a thing called Manitou Incline. I'll be right back. So the Manitou Incline, it's an old railway that got washed away, and now it's just this path. It's a vertical ascent, almost a mile, and it covers a climb of 2,000 feet. And apparently a lot of the local athletes go there to train. And from what I was reading, very challenging, very strenuous. You get into the thin air, it's hard to breathe. Yeah, because you're going vertical. Estimated, I guess it takes about 45 minutes. Hopefully I prepared myself for this when I was going full pack up and down my 20 flights of stairs 6 times before I left Florida. We'll find out. I'm going to do it. So there's a couple of cool things that I have to look forward to in Manitou Springs. And hopefully we'll have some good weather Friday for one more good hike at Deer Mountain and some sunshine before we move on. It's cool. Look, they look like white Christmas trees. What a pretty bird, man. I'm seeing these all over and I have no idea what they are. Blue, white, and black. Kind of surprising weather today. Woke up to some sunshine, so I'm gonna take advantage of it because you never know when it's gonna turn out here. I can actually see some peaks. Long's Peak, the highest peak in Rocky Mountain National Park, over 14,000 feet, is mostly visible. There's a cool cloud just like hovering around the peak. But today I'm driving out to Deer Mountain Trail and gonna give this a go. Okay, roadies, got 3 miles to the summit of Deer Mountain. It's over 10,000 feet. Changed from the cruising shades to the hiking shades. It's about 48 degrees. Some clear views. And having a sore throat last night. Really, really bad. This elevation change. Hiking in a mixture of snow, rain, cold. I think it just got to me. Still a little scratchy this morning. I just started this lack of oxygen is tough. I read that 17% less oxygen in the area. It was like 77%. Oh yeah, take a look at that. A mixture of green valleys, snow peaks, lots of trees. It's been on the trail. Maybe some black bears in the neighborhood. Getting a bit rockier. So I make the ascent. Pull up my map when I get to the top and check the exact footage of the summit. Whew. Whew. Hard to catch my breath. So I'm feeling a little bit of effects from the altitude. Little lightheaded. Not really dizziness, but you could tell that it would be there, and a slight headache. And I am not prone to headaches at all. I never get a headache. Ooh. This will be my first hike over 10,000 feet. I guess that's something. I think I need to take a break for a minute. Oh, woo! Okay, roadies. I'm at the summit of Deer Mountain. 10,013 feet. This is my first hike over 10,000 feet. Previously, it was Guadalupe Mountains National Park, the highest peak in Texas, 8,751. So pretty cool to get the first one in over 10,000. Rocky Mountains National Park. Rain clouds have moved in over the last 20 minutes. Let me pan around and show you what I'm looking at. All right, once again, there's Longs Peak, highest peak in the park. Go down low, you can see the sun shining down below. Well, I can. It's Estes Park out there. So I'm sitting here on the a rock on the summit, just having a snack before I go back down, and I looked over and I could see my RV in the park. See that open land, very little action in there, because it's not crowded at all. There might be 4 or 5 RVs in there. So it's that open piece of land right in the middle, and it's right there. Okay, roadies, check this out. I drove over to Longs Peak Trailhead, and as soon as I hit the trail, there was a sign posted that said elevation 9,405 feet. Just to get started. My hike to the summit of Deer Mountain yesterday was 10,013. I'm only 600 below that just to get started. I'm huffing. I tell you something. Yellowstone was filled with wildlife photographers. The Rocky Mountains are filled with anglers and road cyclists. They're everywhere. And I could see why a lot of the professionals live here. And you know, they come here to train for the endurance events, to get ready for marathons, triathlons. And I tell you what, now that I've started hitting the gym and lifting weights again, and now adding this into the fray, I'm gonna be back in triathlon shape in no time. But I have absolutely no thoughts, ideas, or plans to do another triathlon again. This one, right there. Ironman, Texas, number 12. Finished that. That was it. All done. So, since I like the number 13, after a couple of years went by, I signed up for a sprint triathlon, which is the shortest event that triathlons offer. It takes about an hour 10 minutes. It's easy, quick, done. It was local. I had done the event before and I did well. So I went back out to do it. I wanted to see if, hey, you know, maybe this will reinvigorate me and reignite me and want me to get back into it again. Not even close, bud. I finished the event. I just said, nah, no longer interested. That was it. All done. So I don't really have a plan today. Because of this elevation, my sore throat has gotten worse overnight. Snowpack. I was trying to get to Chasm Lake. It's a round trip of between 8 and 9 miles. Today is my 5th day hiking in the Rockies, all 5 different trails. I'm in tree cover, so there's nothing to see right now. Heard once you get above the tree line, you can see the peaks. The drive over here was spectacular, very scenic, and you can see everything. Tomorrow is my last day, which means laundry after 7 days here, and maybe going into Estes, walking around the town, checking out the shops, having a meal, what have you. It's early though. I already drove to Longmont this morning. I went to the gym, worked out, and now came here. I started this at 11:30. I'm a half a mile in. I'm just walking through. I'm gonna flip around, show you what I'm doing. I'm just pounding it out and grinding it out through snowpack and this ice. It's tough. Got some elk crossing the road, and I'm in the campground. Hop in the fence. Hop on over, boys and girls. Park is filled with elk, thousands. Well, that's the clearest shot I've had of Longs Peak. I was hoping to finally get something where you could see the whole thing, and there it is. Awesome.